are back, and I've got another special guest. She's a favorite of mine. She does a lot of great stuff in the community. She's got several events to talk about today, and we are very welcome, very blessed to have her. And with no further ado, young lady, would you introduce yourself, please?
I'm Cynthia Staley, and I work for Crescent Habitat for Humanity. Call me Cindy, though.
I'll work on it. Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I am the executive director. Been there about 18 years, and we have a lot going on this coming up week.
You have a lot going on, yes, ma'am.
Yeah. So we're going to just kind of start. Is that okay?
Let's get going. Yeah, you got
all right.
2, 3. Let's hit it, young lady. Let's do it.
So for those of you who don't know, Habitat for Humanity builds houses for families in need, and we don't give the houses away. They have to buy the houses. So we do some basic background checks. We do, we look at their credit. We do all kinds of things. We basically underwrite a mortgage. Now it's a 0% mortgage for the homeowners, but they pay the mortgage just like anyone else does. Just like when you sell a house.
Yes, ma'am.
Do they pay the mortgage? Our homeowners pay the mortgage.
I like that.
Yeah.
Skin in the game.
It's absolutely skin in the game.
I like that, where it's not just a freebie. That's outstanding. Well done.
It's wonderful. We say it's a hand up, not a handout. So we're going to talk today about 3 things.
Okay.
3 things, maybe 4, but we'll for sure cover.
You get going. You get going.
So on December the 3rd, that's Giving Tuesday, and you may have had some other people talking about it. But the reason we have Giving Tuesday is because you have Black Friday, you're out Christmas shopping. Then you have Small Business Saturday, and you're still Christmas shopping.
Yes, ma'am.
Then you have Cyber Monday, and that's pretty much you're buying for yourself. Normally, you're buying for yourself. So then about 9 or 10 years ago, they came up with Giving Tuesday. So this Tuesday is actually our 25th anniversary of Habitat in the Victoria area, and it's the 20th anniversary of the Restore. So if you know about Habitat, you know we also have a Restore, and the Restore is our kind of a thrift store, but it's way more than a thrift store. We actually carry appliances, new appliances that are factory warranted, and we have all kinds of furniture. If you've done that I forgot the lady's name where she did all the cleaning out, and she said, you have to...
The estate sales stuff?
No, it's a Japanese lady, but it doesn't really matter. Bottom line is people have been cleaning out because of this book that she wrote, and they bring it to the Restore, and we sell just about everything we can get. It's amazing. We don't take clothes, and we don't take old mattresses, but anything else, we've gotten... antique saddles. We get lots of antique furniture. We've gotten things as random as vet equipment. We just recently got 3 pedicure chairs new, and 2 new manicure stations. I mean, I can't tell you what we get because we get everything.
Yes, and are those tax deductible?
Yes, those donations.
Donate?
Yep, they're tax deductible, and we give you an in-kind form, and you take it to your accountant, and it takes it off the bottom line.
Outstanding.
So it's pretty amazing.
Yes, ma'am.
So on December 2nd, we're having a 20% off sale of everything in the Restore to celebrate the 20-year anniversary.
Outstanding. I like it.
But the most important thing we're going to do on December 3rd, it's Giving Tuesday, and we have a $20,000 match. So every dollar that's donated to Golden Crescent Habitat on that day will be matched. And it's they're matched by, I hope you'll put this up at the bottom of the screen, the Chris Pickering family and the Tynert family, and then we have an anonymous family, and the 3 of their gifts combined equal the $20,000.
Wow.
So it's pretty amazing.
That is amazing. That's a lot of funds.
It's a lot of funds. And $40,000 will build a house, help us build one house. So that's exciting. So then at 7:30 in the morning on December 3rd, which is Giving Tuesday, we actually are going to have a drive-through breakfast for our volunteers. So if you volunteer with Habitat, come pick up a chicken donut. A chicken biscuit, sorry.
I was going to say,
not chicken donut.
Chicken donut.
Chicken donut,
Fast. I need to know about this, but okay.
Chicken biscuit. It's just as long as the supplies last.
Yes, ma'am.
And then starting at 8:30, we're going to frame the walls of a whole house from 8:30 until about 1:30 or 2. Wow. And a group named Crossroads Missions out of Ohio is coming down to help us do that. It was actually sponsored by an anonymous donor, and the walls will go, once they're finished, they'll go to Refugio and we'll build a 2-1 house.
Wow.
So it's very exciting, and I hope that you'll come by and swing a hammer.
Yes.
No power
Have
tools.
You see me swing a hammer though? Like
It's okay.
I may
It's
need like
okay.
a little vest and warning and a
we'll
hard
give
hat.
you some, we'll give you glasses,
Okay,
the whole
good.
9 yards. Yeah,
Not
but
very good at that stuff.
there's no power tool, so you're not in any
all
danger.
right,
It's
good,
just a hammer.
good.
We actually have, I think, 40 homeschool kids are going to come out and help us build. We have, I believe, Trinity Episcopal's bringing some kids out. One of the high schools in town is bringing. Then we've got maybe another one on the hook, but I just want.
Do you still need more volunteers, or are you guys kind of set right now on that?
That's a great question, Caleb. I'm not responsible for the volunteers. I think we could probably still use a few more volunteers.
And
but
if not, they can just, if they reach out to you and you can point them and, hey, this
Do
one we're
this.
set, but
Over
upcoming
here.
things, we got you, we'll keep your name.
That's right. The other thing, though, if you support Habitat, you can just come by and write your name on a stud and write a wish or a verse for the family that's going to live in the house. And the family will actually be there around noon. At 11:30, we're going to have another ribbon cutting to celebrate the 25 years of Habitat and the 20th anniversary of the Restore. So we'll have a ribbon cutting. We actually are doing 3 of our awards at that time. Our Community Partner Award. And let me just whisper in your ear, it's KCI. So you know them.
Not too bad.
Yeah, I know.
Yep.
They've done a lot for
Yep.
us. So we got Community of the Partner of the Year, we've got our Volunteer of the Year, and Lifetime Achievement Awards. So those will all 3 be done at 11:30 at the ribbon cutting. So we hope that people will come by for that. It'd be lovely. Then in the afternoon, starting at 3:30, from 3:30 to 5:30, at the Restore, we've got Mrs. Claus coming in for the kiddos. So she'll be reading a book for them. They'll have some treats. They've got a scavenger hunt.
She's the one that keeps Mr. Claus in
Yeah,
line.
that's right.
And
That's
make sure
right.
those deliveries
That's
go
right.
out on time and
So
all
if
that.
I were you, I'd want to take. Yep.
That's
If I were a
that's
child,
really
that's
handling
right.
things. Yes,
I'd say,
ma'am.
Mom, I need to go to the Restore at 3:30.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
So this is some information on the Restore. You can, if you do your little magic.
Yeah, what's
but
going
the
in there?
last thing that's going on December 3rd, anyway, from 5:30 to 7, we'll have a happy hour for our volunteers.
Okay.
And I say happy hour because there'll be maybe a few adult beverages.
Maybe a few.
Just a few. I can't
Few's
speak to that.
okay. Yeah,
And
you
some
know.
hors d'oeuvres and lots of our board members will be there. We just want to say thank you to everyone. So we hope that you'll come by because you support us.
Well, yes, ma'am. And these things, it really, your whole organization, all of these events, they survive off of community support and people's generosity. And it's, that's why we wanted to have them in, guys, because we want to make sure if you're not supporting them yet that you do, because they're members of this community. They're people that God put it on their heart to serve others, to give back, to try to help, and they're part of the solution. They're part of it. Instead of just taking or any of these things, they're out giving and serving, and so they need us. They need our support. They need our backing, and it can be monetary. It can be your time. It can be, I'm sure whatever your talent is, they have a need for it somewhere,
Absolutely.
and yes, ma'am.
We can use it.
And again, when you start looking and you step back and you see all the things in the community, you're crazy if you don't want to be a part of it, because you're helping people, but you're enabling people to find a better way, and so you're empowering them, and that's a huge thing to me is empowerment and letting people know that, hey, you're not a victim. And even if you are, you don't have to stay that way. You reach out for help sincerely, and it's there for you. But again, they need your help to help others. So for me personally, I want to say thank you for all that you do, because I see you guys everywhere. You always fill in the gap when it's needed, and so we're sincerely grateful. And what are the primary things you guys need if you had to cut it down to like 2 or 3 things? Is it donations? Is it monetary, furniture? Like, what are y'all's greatest needs? If you had to say, hey, I need A, B, and C more than anything else. Do you have it, or is it just kind of whatever?
So I think we would definitely say funding is probably number one, because so many unrestricted funds, because so many of the funds we get are specific to house sponsorship. and so the programs that we run.
When they're earmarked, you guys honor
We
that,
absolutely,
and that's where it goes.
You absolutely do.
Yes, ma'am.
And the deal is, just like you have to keep your lights on, we have to keep our lights on,
Yes,
and
ma'am.
that's what helps us keep the lights on, that we can continue, so we can continue to build. Second thing, unusually, we're about to build out of our Cornelia subdivision, so we need land.
Okay.
So if anybody's got land in town that they don't want, we would be happy to visit with them about it. The Lord's really been good to us, Caleb. We've never had to buy land. I'm sorry, we bought land one time, and it was so cheap, it was like they gave it to us.
Yes, ma'am.
But the property we're on right now, the Lack family gave that to us, and we built the street, and we've now built, it'll have 20 homes on it. I think we're up to 12. We have 8 more lots left to build. So we'll be out of that probably by the end of mid-2021. So we really need land, so we're thinking forward. And then the third thing is we need volunteers. We truly need volunteers. We need construction volunteers. If you're recently retired, or if you work for a company that gives you the skills, like you know how to use power tools and stuff, we can teach you how to build a wall if you know how to use a power tool. We can teach you how to use a power tool, but we prefer that we just need some skilled volunteers. So we would love that.
Can you take somebody like, I made a joke earlier, but I'm very sincere.
Yeah, absolutely.
I can talk a lot, I can carry stuff, but I'm not all that skilled. Like I'll miss a nail probably 3 out of 4 times and stuff like that. But you could still use somebody like me, huh?
Absolutely.
Good.
We can teach you we can teach you what needs to be done. We need people that like to paint. There's always lots of painting to do when you're building houses.
My wife, did you hear that? Tiffany likes to paint. She's got her hands full with our little baby Truman right now. But
that's so fun. How old is Truman?
He is about 7-8 weeks now.
Oh
and
my
so,
goodness!
Yeah, we're
that's
right
fabulous.
in the newborn phase. I'm still learning how to carry a baby and simple things, and not very good at it yet, but working on it.
Okay, well, as long as you're working on it. So those are the A, B, and C that we need. And I do have one more thing to talk about.
Yes, ma'am.
So on Friday, December 6th of this coming week,
yes, ma'am,
we actually are having what's called the Grand Old Christmas Show, and it's sponsored by Clean Core International, Robbie and Tammy Burge.
Yes,
oh
ma'am.
my gosh! But this was here. It's been here for the last 2 or 3 years. It's amazing. It's incredibly family friendly. The tickets are you can.
Look at that
the
great
tickets.
flyer.
Oh, I know. The tickets are $25 and $35 a piece, and they're available at the box office or online at the Welder Center.
Featuring the Texas Piano Man, Robert Ellis, and Blue Water Highway.
Yeah, and if you didn't hear it last year, we also had him at the Crawfish Boil last year, and that Blue Water Highway, let me tell you, they're amazing. I mean, they're fabulous.
That's awesome.
Yeah, they're fabulous.
That's awesome. Yeah, this is a great deal at the Welder Center.
So it's from 7:30 to 9:30. It sort of takes the format of an old-fashioned radio show.
Cool.
It's so amazing. But these guys are so incredibly talented. I'm telling you, the caliber of their music, you won't believe it. And people who've been to the last 2 shows, like we were selling tickets. Ticket sales opened on September 1, and we had just like this all the way through. And they kind of slowed down a few weeks ago, but we feel like it'll be a sellout again this year.
And that was a good segue. Where do they get their tickets? Have you probably already said that?
It's okay.
I'm going to say it one more time.
You can go online to the Welder Center. You can go online to Habitat's website, which is www.goldencrescenthabitat.org.
Okay.
And there's a link on the front page, homepage you can click on. But you can go directly to the Welder Center as well.
Gotcha.
It's just, I would really encourage you to come. It's so fun.
Yes, and now, now's the time of season where you can get out and there's so many of these great things that not only do you get a great evening, but you're helping and you're giving back and you're serving others while selfishly getting to enjoy it and have fun yourself,
Absolutely.
And
so you could grab wood-fired pizza downtown. I don't know if I can say their name on air.
Yeah, you can say whatever you want, young lady. That's why we do our own show here. We can say whatever we want. And Huvar's their pizza's pretty awesome.
You can grab pizza at Huvar's and walk on down to the Welder Center. It's amazing.
Yeah, that's a great little combo. And
it is, and very affordable.
Yeah, that's outstanding. The Grand Old Christmas Show, guys, again, December 6th at 7:30 at the Welder Center. Be there, or be square. That is the place to be. Anything else you want to say on the way out of here? I know we're going to have you back because now that you got to join us, we definitely want you coming back again every time you have an event because we want to be in your corner. What else, young lady? Anything we need to hit on the way out the door?
No, I would just encourage, as neighbors, Scripture talks a lot about loving your neighbor. And so when you think about what's happening in our community and around, the Caleb, 1 in 8 families in Victoria, Texas spend more than 50% of their income on their housing, on their basic shelter. And so this is just an overarching thing for me that the Lord's really been impressing on me. I don't think we need to give stuff away. That's not what I'm saying. But we need to figure out as a community, how are we going to bring some solutions to the table on affordable housing. And when I say affordable housing, I'm talking about people who work and they have 40-hour-a-week jobs and they still are spending more than 50% of their income on housing, on shelter, basic shelter. So maybe you and I we can put together a roundtable on that topic.
Because I'll tell you that's also something that I'm pretty passionate about, that I hit from a different angle, because I get very flustered with our local politicians here that, you know, they walk out and they say, we need more affordable housing. And then in the very next breath, they walk out and they raise taxes on us. And, you know, 2 + 2 still equals 4. And when you raise taxes, cost of living goes up, and and then it equals less affordable housing. And how you guys can't seem to grasp that you raise taxes, there's less affordable housing. Why that, you know, because it's the very same people that raise the taxes that turn around and say, we need to do something. Well, you are doing something. You're the ones causing it, you know. Take the boot of government off our neck and let us go out and do what we do, and there'll be a lot more generosity. But when the government's taking 20, 30, 40% of what I've got, it leaves a lot less for people to give. And so I'd love to, you know, I know that that's only one side of the problem, but I definitely agree with you. Affordable housing, you know, our taxes are way too dang high, and people's buying power is, and I've had people that they bought a house 7, 8, 9 years ago and they were approved into the 170s, but they wanted to be fiscal, so they bought in the 140s. Well, now they're having to sell their homes because their taxes have gone up so much. And again, the same people doing that sit around and scratch their heads. I don't understand why there's no affordable housing. Stop raising taxes. That's how. So anyway, sorry, I hijacked your pause there.
But we do need to, I'm just talking to your audience, as you think through the issues that we face as a community, we've got to do something about it, or we're not going to be able to bring new business in.
I agree, 100%.
And so Habitat's only one part of that solution.
Yes, ma'am.
But I definitely believe home ownership has got to be a huge part of that conversation.
I couldn't agree more.
That's right. As a real estate agent, I didn't even think about that, Caleb.
Yeah, no.
So we just know that we just have a lot of work to do.
We sure do. But you know what? Again, you are part of the solution. You're not just sitting there. You know, a lot of people are very content to just throw rocks from the outside and never actually be a part of it. And so I commend you on you know, stepping into the arena and making things happen. You do a great job.
We've been talking. We'll talk to people anytime.
Outstanding.
All right. Well, thank you for having me,
Yes, ma'am.
Caleb.
Thank you for being here. That was my sincere honor. And we will be back in just a second with another guest. Thank you so much.